Hello, fellow lunatics. I'm Kirk Henderson of Pod Maverick and Mavs Moneyball, and tonight we are doing our final mock draft before the NBA draft on Tuesday. It is Thursday, June 18th. I'm going to bring up, we have our guy Jack, we have Brian, we have David, we have Tyler. Now, we have had a ball doing these. I've had fun largely because I just need to learn things, and the rest of these guys have had fun because we argue all day in Slack, so getting to see one another's faces prevents murder. How are you guys doing tonight? Everybody good?
Doing good.
Okay, well, we have
ready to start an argument.
That's right. Well, and Tyler, you missed this. Well, we have World Cup games we're going to get to, so we're going to do our best to keep this close to an hour. Last time we went 90 minutes on the dot. We're also going to be drafting in as realistic way as we think is possible based on the intel that we have seen. So we understand there's going to be some hinge points in the draft. We will discuss it. We will not be doing any trades, even though we know there will be trades. So just understand that in mind. So who is drafting first tonight?
That would be me with the Washington Wizards pick.
Fantastic. Let's get this show on the road because we've had some interesting Washington Wizards stuff the last few days.
Yeah, you could say that again. There have been some interesting notes. There's been some play back and forth with Darren Peterson and his agency and not going and working out with Utah and, them coming on about who actually would be the number one pick. I believe at this point, I genuinely believe this is not just the number one player on my board. I believe the Washington Wizards are going to select Darren Peterson. I think he's a better fit for that roster.
I think you're right. And here's why. I think if you're going to take a crazy ass swing, this is the one to take because that roster is so weird. I don't see what I do see what Debanza does for them, but I also see like if you're going to be a home run roster, like if you want to get off Trae Young, for example, and just sort of shove his ass out the door, along with Anthony Davis too, like there's no better way than just saying, you know what, we're going to draft the apparent Kobe Bryant acolyte and psychopath that had some issues all season. And it's also the perfect Washington Wizards pick because if he doesn't work out, then it's just classic Washington Wizards.
Yeah, they'll be pretty far down in the dumps if this doesn't play out. I don't think that's likely, but there's obviously a chance, and that's the case with all three of these guys, like probably Cam Boozer less so. But yeah, I think this would be the pick.
I like it. Anybody else got any commentary before we move to 2?
I think it'll be AJ.
He's number one on my board too.
I'm almost 100% certain it'll be Debanza, but we'll see. I just think NBA teams view him differently than all what we do.
I've heard some whispers that I keep wanting to call it cocaine, and cocaine is not correct. It is creatine. I've heard that the creatine story is coming up a little funky the further draft folks get into this, but that's neither here nor there because as long as he's able to play in the NBA, I don't think anybody will care and everybody will forget all this and it'll be a fun story. But we'll see. I mean, it's like those are the two options though. Cameron Boozer is not in it, which is kind of interesting to me. So, all right, let's go to number 2 then. Who's picking for our Utah Jazz?
That'll be me, and I think it would be interesting if it is AJ1 if Utah wants to go Cam. But in this situation, there is so much on AJ's side given where his money has come from the last few years. AJ Debanza for BYU is going to be the selection number 2.
Excellent. And while you're messing around, I don't think your mic is plugged in because you have a mic up to your mouth and it sounds like you are in a concert hall. So we will figure that out here in a second. Just go down and click the settings button. You've seen it before. It's pretty easy. All right. I think that's right there because Jack made a point earlier. He thinks that Debanza is the number 1 pick. If he's not the number 1 pick, he's absolutely the number 2 pick. Yeah. All right. Memphis Grizzlies on the clock at 3.
That's me, and I mean it's pretty easy here. We go with Cam Boozer, number 3 there, and someone to take over that Jaren Jackson Jr. spot. I think it's a good pick for them.
I think you're right. I would be interested to see if Caleb Wilson has any, if there's anything as we get close to draft day, if there's like any Caleb Wilson of it all. But I just think that they can't. This is too much of a match in terms of like the organization's love of analytics.
Can I just ask something real quick?
Mm-hmm.
If this does get flipped and AJ goes 1, how real do you think it is the Boozer smoke it too?
Very.
I think I do. I do think there's some real smoke.
Very.
Because I can see Danny Ainge being like, let's get crazy.
Is it because Carlos works for the organization or is it legitimate?
No, I think it's legitimate.
I think it's legitimate, and also that doesn't hurt. And also, people have been knocking on the door for Lauri Markkanen for like 4 years now. Hey, we could finally just like actually trade him, and we
could just
got like the heir apparent instead.
Call up the Pistons like 4 firsts.
Mm-hmm.
You want Lauri?
I like it then. Okay, am I muted? No, I'm not muted. Sorry, I had to talk to my wife. Who we got? Who's the Chicago Bulls then? Who's the 4?
That was me. Yeah, we're going Caleb Wilson.
I'm gonna let you guys talk about this for a second. I'll be right back.
Yeah, I think he's become more of a distant 4th to me as we've gone on, and I really thought that there would be like some real buzz for him going top 3, like more buzz. But I think my thing is all these top 4 guys have like top 10 potential All NBA, and I just feel like Wilson's floor is easily the lowest if Darren Peterson is healthy, which it sounds like he is.
He's the toolsiest of them all, but that also means he's got the most work to do to make it realized, which, I could see a world where Caleb's one of the 2 or 3 best players in this class. If you tell me, hey, shot comes around and he's the defender that he should be, it's like, yeah, he might average 22 a game and be a defensive menace. It's like, I could see that, but it's not as much of a sure thing as a Cam or an AJ or even a Darren, to me at least.
Yeah. I think it's pretty roundly like a top 3, and then Caleb, and then the rest of the draft. Right.
That's interesting.
In my opinion.
Yeah. When I updated my board today for my final kind of version, it's the first time I actually had 2 tiers in the top 4, and it was the top 3, and then Caleb kind of a tier of his own.
Yeah,
I like it. Well, we're back around to number 5 then. Now here's where we think. Explain. Who wants to explain like what we think is happening around this pick before we make the pick?
I think they have it up for bid.
Yeah, there's a lot of smoke being blown out. Like they wouldn't mind moving this pick. They wouldn't mind sticking and picking. A lot of these guys have impressed them, but none of them so much so that they just really have like their grasp on one of them and are desperate to keep the pick no matter what. So I think this could move. I don't know how likely it is. It depends on who's going to come up with an offer. And I don't know if it's going to be anybody within the top 8, really even 9, because so many of these guys that are going to fall there are going to be really good.
And I saw, and I mean, believe this at your own peril, but apparently like a son of an executive in the Clippers organization said they're leaning A-Cuff right now. Now that's probably fake, but I saw someone say that on like a TikTok comment section. So
I would not take any of the 4 guards above A-Cuff or below A-Cuff if I'm the Clippers. Like just full stop. I think A-Cuff's probably the worst fit next to Garland if you believe Garland's the long-term guy.
That's the thing. If they're drafting A-Cuff, Garland's out of there. And to be fair, because Tyler, we talked about this a bit the other day. If you don't think Darius Garland is like that, and you think that whichever guard it is that you choose is, and it's not Keaton Walker, so it's not someone that could realistically play alongside him, and you think it might be a little bit too high for like Braden Burry's range, then I would just ship him out of there. Because if he was like really that guy in the way that, is affecting like who you're drafting at number 5 in a really good draft, he wouldn't be in LA right now. He'd still be in Cleveland.
So this is the pinch point. We understand that something weird could happen here, but we are going to go ahead and draft like they're going to keep the pick, which I think is still like in the
most likely.
The most likely. But this is all heated up over the last couple of days. So okay, who's picking for the Clippers?
That's me, and I will take Michael Brown Jr. because he's the next guy on my list. I think you take the highest upside guy there. Doesn't matter what happens with Garland, like. You need to go for the future, and he's the best star that you have. I think, to me, he's that next. When I look at my board, I look at it as Caleb Wilson and Michael Brown are in the same tier, honestly. And I know that's probably a little different, but that's just how I see it on my board more than anybody else.
And I just get upset every time this happens. Just kind of the way of things. Probably the right pick for them. If it's not him, it's got to be Wagler, I think, just for the size differentiation. But man, this this is what we're just going to be talking. If Michael Brown ends up being good, and I think I think there's a real possibility, and that's who the Clippers take. In fact, any team above the Mavericks takes Michael Brown. We're just going to be talking about the foibles of the Jason Kidd and we're going to be talking about that Chris Middleton game the way we talk about the Memphis game back in 2019. Was it?
Shout out Salah
Mejri game, which ended up not mattering because neither of those guys in the top has really panned out. But it's like I'm always like, oh, we could have just the options.
Maybe they would have with us.
I know, man. That's a good point.
Cam Reddish, I don't know.
What percentage chance would you give the Mavericks trading up to this pick?
What do they have to trade with? That's
Kyrie.
The problem.
I think we have players. 5%? We have players. That's what we have. We have actual good NBA role players who have played in games that matter. Sure. And the Nets don't have their pick next year. If your argument is going to be they're not going to have their pick for the next couple of years, so it'd be better for them to at least try and feel something decent around whatever rookie they're going to pick. And the rookies that they drafted last year, this is probably where you can make the hay to do that without spending any extra assets and still be able to draft high.
If the Clippers are going to get dinged for the tree man, then potentially they're like, hey, we'll move back, grab an asset, and then an extra role player on top of it. And then
I thought we were talking Brooklyn.
No, let's talk Brooklyn though. Let's just talk. We're talking trade up in general. And what are I think you're right though. With the Clippers, it's an interesting discussion for either of these two teams if the Mavericks could trade up because I undervalue our current assets because I'm annoyed at these players. And I don't know, PJ Washington, for example, is probably the Mavericks' best asset just because he's on a reasonable team-friendly contract. He is a good basketball player who I watched play very poorly the second half of last season, and that stink just exists under my nostrils. Now, he'll probably be fine, and maybe the Mavericks will be able to flip him for something, but my value chart is just so off right now because I don't know what other teams would think. So if they were to trade up, it would have to be a combination of players because they can't even, sitting out their 2031 pick, you could talk me into it, but it feels insane to me, even now. So all right, let's go to Brooklyn then. And understanding that trade conversation applies to both 5 and 6, because I think both of these teams would at least consider it. So who's picking for the Nets?
So that's going to be me. Man, I don't know what the Nets are going to do. Really, I think it's between two players. Okay. I think it's between Acuff and Amit. And at 6, I don't think they're going to take Wagler. I don't think they're. I mean, Michael obviously, but in this mock draft, Michael's already gone. So at number 6, we're gonna go Nate Ament. I do think that's what they're gonna do on draft night. I wouldn't do it, but I do think the Nets. I've just seen a lot of smoke around him and the Nets. They took Yegor Dionman last year, Traore, all of the guards. And I mean, Nate Ament technically has upside, so I could see them going there.
Man, I would love that because it saves the Mavericks from themselves and just kind of get it, and then creates other things down the line.
I don't believe the Ament to the Dallas smoke at all.
Neither do I, but it upsets me. Just it's out there, and I just feel it's. Granted, we'll get to the Dallas pick, and I have plenty to say on that, and I suppose all of us will. But it's like the Ament thing is just such an odd situation for me, where it's like whoever's right. I said this last time. If he ends up being great, everybody's going to say they wanted him, and I just don't fucking believe that. I just don't. All right, so that's a fun one. That's a really let's go ahead.
CBS Sports also has Ament at 6 to Brooklyn.
Interesting.
Yeah, who's that? Finkelstein.
Okay.
Yeah, I think so.
So that then leaves us to the Kings, Sacramento Kings, who have been affiliated with a lot of different players, even though they've been kind of loudly most affiliated with Darius Acuff Jr. Who's picking for the Kings?
That's also me. And they are going to be taking Darius Acuff here. Yeah, we saw a report that he wants to go to Sacramento. They want him. If he's on the board, they're taking him 1,000%, in my opinion. And I'm like 50-50 on the Nets taking him at 6 if Michael isn't there. But obviously, if he falls to 7, he's going to the Kings.
Okay. I think that's probably right. Not a lot of just the most Kings player that ever kingsed. All right, now we're to the Atlanta Hawks, and there's some picks on the board here, folks.
Before we get to this, can I just say if this scenario happens, if I'm the Mavericks, I'm like beating the phones down as hard as I can to move up.
Really? Why?
Really?
Why?
Really?
Not to 7 or anything, but I'm like bargaining with Atlanta hard to get
I'm
up
not.
to 8.
No, I'm not giving up a single extra asset when 2 of those point guards are going to fall, and then worst case scenario, not worst case, but you know what I mean. Like Burries is also going to be there if that's just like the guy that they want.
Well, I'm coming at it from the angle that I want Wagler like pretty desperately, and if he gets within 1 pick, I would probably move heaven and earth to try to go get him.
They're like equal to me. They're 7 and 6 on my board.
Yeah,
Wagler and who?
And
Flemings.
Kingston.
See, and that's just such a different player archetype between the two of them. So to say that they're equal is to me speaks more to your just, and frankly mine, desire that the Mavericks have a fucking point guard. And we're just like, just give me one of them. And I like that take actually, because I think that's how a lot of fans would feel. But let's make the case for Wagler real quick for the Mavericks then, while we're here.
Well, first off, I have Wagler 5th on my board, and I have Fleming 8th. So there's enough of a gap there for me to say it's worth it. And then 2, like the thing with Wagler that's going to be enticing more so than Fleming's is a 1-position guard. He is 6'2". He is not going to be playing the 2 guard in much respect. He needs to really be on ball because of his size. Wagler 6'6", 6'4", 6'5", whatever, close enough, has shown the ability to already play on and off ball because he played off of Kyle and Boswell there at Illinois. He's already shown the ability to gain weight. He came in at Illinois at 170. He's 190 now. Probably going to put on another 10 to 15 pounds. He's perfect to play off ball beside Kyrie. And then when Kyrie eventually exits stage left, he's able to slide into the point guard position perfectly. I think because if you look at it from that point of view, I think it's a no-brainer. Even if Atlanta's going to try to ring you out for an extra asset, eat a bad contract, whatever it may be, I think it's worth it because I believe in Wagler's ability to translate in the NBA.
Okay, fair pitch. All right, who's picking for the Hawks?
I am picking for the Hawks, and you just gave away an extra asset for no reason because I'm taking Kingston Flemings at 8. You have Kingston Flemings. Yes, I do. I have Kingston Flemings 6 on my board, and I have Wagler 7. I think he's a better fit for Atlanta. I think he does a bit more of what Atlanta is going to want out of like their guard. He's going to be able to be kind of a point of attack, head of the snake, really good playmaker, not as good of like an ISO creator for himself as Wagler was, but I think that's something that he could potentially grow into with his handle, with his speed, with his athleticism, his ability to shoot, though he didn't really get them up at the rate that we wanted. I'd say like the last 10 to 15 games of the season. He shot it at a really like robust 38% on the season. And I don't know. I just think the shot is good. The shot selection needs to be cleaned up. And I think there'll be plenty of opportunity for that in Atlanta, playing off some other pretty good playmakers and with better, bigger defenders around him who can like compensate for where he's going to, fall short.
You love the pick. Okay, go ahead.
Love that pick. I love that pick. I think that pick like makes total sense. Like you just went from being a dog at U of H, like Samson, defense first type of system, and going into Atlanta that needs somebody that had a point guard that didn't play any defense or barely any defense, and now you're going to be able to have somebody that's going to try and be a dog. I love it. I mean, he's not going to be amazing at defense just because of size-wise and everything, but I do think he's going to give the effort that you want on both sides of the ball, and I love that.
I think he can get there defensively, but I think his defense right now is a bit overrated compared to what he actually is.
I agree.
Well, speaking of defense, why has Ade Mara taken a tumble relative to like the immediate mock drafts after the lottery? Because he's been projected as up to 5 at certain points, and now we're staring at pick 9 and he's still on the board, and this is our attempt at a realistic draft. Why is Ade still hanging out there?
I could see Mara falling back to like 14, 15 at this point. I just think that there are some real concerns with, and like these aren't new, so it's not like they're just coming up now, but like the more you go back, you watch some of his games at Michigan, they're just like still concerns with the touch around the rim a bit, the conditioning. He has good like mobility and like fluidity in his hips and stuff like that for a guy his size, like really good, but for the things that they're kind of going to be asking him to do at the next level and like the kinds of centers he's going to be guarding in like really big primetime matchups, like I don't know. I think I'd rather just have the guy who's going to have a bit more utility on both ends of the court in one of these guards. Someone who I know for sure is going to eventually be like a 30-minute, 34-minute a game guy, right? Where Mara, we've kind of got to see him cross the 25-minute a night threshold. He's kind of in the lively zone in that way, except it's not necessarily due to injury, although I think he was coming off an injury coming into like his senior season when he left UCLA. But no, I just think that these guards are safer bets than Adai Mara, and I think that the upside is there that you just go with the best player that is kind of going to fit what you want to do, and you worry about getting a big like I know Quinn wants him. They have all the assets and the cap space in the world. They can just go trade for Rudy Gobert if they really want that.
Okay, I like that. It's interesting to me because it says that we talked a lot about how like skilled size really is making a huge comeback in the NBA, and that's not just because of a big center down in San Antonio. I like that explanation though, because it just sort of says like what skills and traits teams are valuing over others. Because the minutes thing is a big deal. Like if you're playing like a guy like that playing more than 24 minutes a game is a big ask. Scary. So anyway, we'll circle back to it. All right, who's picking for our Dallas Mavericks where things are looking peachy for the first time in any of our mock drafts?
God, this is such an easy pick.
It's such an easy pick. I think we get Wagler right here. That's what I think. I think Tyler's right. You got somebody who's going to be a shooter that's going to be right next to playing to Cooper and being able to develop. I love it. I think that's a great pick for us as well.
So it should be simple, but I have to ask this question. Let's just assume Wagler's not there, and the board goes chalk. Do we think the Mavericks trade back?
Chalk and
let's just say none of the guards are there.
None of the guards.
They're staring at berries. How's that for a prompt?
If all the guards are gone, I think you just stick at 9 and take Braden.
Okay.
Yeah, I would not trade back. I don't think they will either.
I mean, I would trade back in a heartbeat, and I think they would want to trade back. Because the one thing that I think is so interesting is we've heard Burries wants to be a Maverick. He makes a lot of sense for the Mavericks. I've not heard once they want him.
Yes.
I have not heard that they want Burries. Not to say they don't want him. I think they would be very happy with him at 9. But I do think if they were given the opportunity to trade back to 12 and 17 or some other trade back, I think they would take it in a heartbeat.
Okay.
We haven't really heard that they've wanted anybody, though. There's been like a couple.
Yeah, that's the thing. We're not going to hear if they really want anyone.
Like there's been a couple of guys they've been connected to, but they haven't leaked anything. Like we don't even hear who they work out for the most part.
Yep. That's a good. All right. And that's what I wanted to address just real quick as we continue to talk about this. So much of the space has been filled up by what other teams think from the Mavericks.
Yeah, exactly.
No Maverick reporter, including a few who we get annoyed with, like functionally, have reported anything other than what other teams are saying. So we, and that makes draft night kind of fun to a certain extent. I mean, it's also given me heartburn at times when I think they're going to take Nate Ament, but anyway. All right. So now we're back to the Bucks at pick 10.
That'd be me. This is a fascinating pick for them because in, I don't know, maybe greater than 50% of worlds, they're also going to be picking at 13. So they might try to package and move up and take a bigger swing. But if they aren't, and they are going to be staring down the barrel of a Giannis rebuild when they trade him away, I think this is actually a pretty good spot for Adai Mara. You don't need Burries because you're not trying to win right away. And to be frank, if you just traded Giannis, I don't think you have use for 24-year-old Axel. You can come back for Phylon later. But I think Mara is a guy who I have right about 10th on my board. And he's a guy who can blot out the sun. You give him time there in Milwaukee without pressure to win immediately. Help him develop, move along. And Taylor Jenkins should be a good coach for him. Taylor Jenkins, I'm sorry. Should be a decent coach for him. Coach decent bigs in Milwaukee or Memphis, including Jaren Jackson. I think that's an okay spot for him. I would go Mara.
Would they be a trade candidate at all?
I think they'd want to trade up, maybe.
I think that's where the Nate Ament to Dallas smoke is coming from.
Yeah, the Mavs are like,
because we know that they're connected to him, and the Mavs are like, hey, if you want to give us an extra asset, if you want to throw us, I don't know, Ryan Rollins, we swap a pick in the future, something like that. I don't know, something weird. But
because Milwaukee's not coming up from
AJ
10
Green.
to 9 to take a guard, I don't think. They'd come up for a mint.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because this is a men's floor. If he's at 10, they're taking him.
Okay, that's a good that answers that question. That's a good one. All right, now we're on to the Golden State Warriors, who don't need anything or don't want anything to do with the pick, but they have to take somebody.
Well, I think they're really happy because Braden Burries is there, and that's that's way better than they thought they were going to pick, and so I think they run up and very happy with being able to build around Burries and someone next to Steph. So I think that's a good pick for them.
All right, yeah, I think you're right about that. That's sort of a wait and see. When I've talked to a lot of their fans and just different people in the media space, they're sort of casually accepting that they'll have to take Yaxel Lindenberg, and this would be a nice surprise for them.
Yeah. God, that would be such an upgrade going from Yaxel to Burries.
Yeah.
Holy cow!
No.
Yeah, he steps in, take those extra pods minutes that you don't want him playing over, like his minutes cap. Take those Moses Moody minutes till he's back healthy. You get an actual, we think, knock on wood, shooter next to Steph Curry, right? Someone who can also do a bit with the ball. No positional overlap with Jimmy Butler and none with Draymond Green. Makes their lives a lot easier. They still just got to go get a big, but got guards off probably between him and Pods.
I don't mean to be dramatic, but Draymond Green might kill Yaxel if they end up on the same team.
It's a good point.
I think he'll try. I think Yaxel might kill him back. I don't know. That kid's pretty big.
Yeah, ain't Jordan Poole. He's not like 6'1", 180.
I am 3 inches taller than you, brother, and 40 pounds heavier too.
It'd be on TikTok though. That'd be the only issue.
Yeah, it'd be live stream. Death of Draymond Green. Yeah.
So now we're in a stretch where there are 6 picks chosen by 4 teams. Things are gonna be different here. We're picking players. I just need to emphasize that again. But Oklahoma City is going to do some sort of consolidation. The Hornets have to consider it, and so let's just pick for the Thunder, and then we just want that out into the universe.
Can I, before we do this, can I throw something out?
Yeah.
If the board fell this way, would you be comfortable trading from 9 to 12? If these are your options?
Yeah.
Me, I would not be. That's why I bring it up, because if the board fell this way, I would not be thrilled about it.
I mean, you just take Phylon, and you're gravy.
I have Phylon.
I don't mind it.
I have Phylon above Burries.
Yeah.
So
I don't have him above. Do I have above Burries? I don't think so. I think he might be they're right next to each other. But
yeah, I love Phylon, so I would be absolutely fine with that. I'd rather Phylon at 12 than Burries at 9.
I wouldn't mind him at 10, depending on how that falls. But that's probably not going to happen.
I would be okay because I'm agreeing with Jack here. I think Phylon would be great. I think I really like Phylon as well.
He can't play at 175 pounds. That's my only issue.
Yeah, but he's not going to stay 175 pounds.
And it's
he went through the process last year. They told him to gain weight and he gained 1 pound.
But that's honestly though that can be a lot of different things, and some of it is just sticking. There are things some of these guys don't want to commit to the bit. They don't want to. Mm-hmm. I mean, Nate Ament putting on 15 pounds between high school and college indicates to me that if a guy in a non-pro program, I think the Phylon thing can take care of itself. I really do. And we're not talking a huge weight gain, because we've all talked about this. It's worth bringing people into what we talk about during the day, like total psychopaths. But putting on weight in the off season is not as hard. It's keeping the weight on in season. Mm-hmm. That's the actual problem. And I think, that's a different discussion for down the line, but I think they can bring Phylon into camp at 185 pounds. I was
going to say 185 is the target
you
number.
Sit there and you're you need to write down what you're eating every day. And we are checking your weight every day. We are checking your water. We are checking everything. And that's just what has to happen. Yeah.
But am I confident that they can bring him into camp year 2 to 195? I don't know.
That's
fair. That's probably where he needs to be.
I don't think he needs to get up to 195.
I think if we can get to 190, that's probably a good stopping point.
Sure.
And anything beyond that might actually be a bit too much for his range.
Sure.
Because he is his kind of style is so
really herky-jerky, not super quick, but pretty shifty, able to use his ball handling to get to the rim, awesome finisher, awesome 3-level scorer, really good playmaker. I don't know. I don't think he needs to gain too much, and I think it's possible. But I did say it was a concern for me to hey man, this is literally the only thing they said you needed to do, and you showed up at 170. It's hey, you need to hit Hurtado or something.
Yeah. Yeah,
Y'all would be appalled at my list of guards I have over Phylon on my board.
I'm appalled at the draft board in general.
That's your draft board is good, but that's the point of this. We all have our opinions. It's a great time. All right, let's just go for the Thunder now.
All right, that's me. We're taking Yaxel.
Yeah,
I
don't know.
Perfect.
If the board fell this way, I mean, I think they're taking Yaxel.
Yeah, and I think that team could actually bring some of his chicanery to heel.
It fits in.
Oh, they're perfect.
That's a really good locker room. Yeah.
Him and Jared McCain. I mean, I'm following them on TikTok.
But all those guys, like, look, the Thunder make me sick, like just like spiritually. But they're all professionals, like that. And so if Yaxel's been a bit of a jackhole, from which is what I hear about a lot of the draft stuff, that just gets nipped in the bud on like the third day. Where someone like Jared McCain, who is a competitive lunatic, is like work hard, play hard kind of thing. So I really like that pick, Jack, and I also am glad that the Mavericks aren't even affiliated with him anymore. Miami Heat, number 13,
Milwaukee Bucks.
That'll be me. And whether it is the Miami Heat or the Milwaukee Bucks making this pick, I'm taking LeBaron Phylon here.
Yeah,
I think you get a guard that can play next to Ryan Rollins. You get a guard that can play with a Guy Mara, or you get a guard that can stick right here and play with the front court that they've assembled. Maybe, like I said, this goes Milwaukee and they're actually just trading and bringing in De'Aaron Fox and they're like trying to get like a big three in Miami or whatever. But if you're sticking and picking and you're keeping this pick, if you're Miami, just take a bet on a guard.
Sure.
I was this close to putting Bennett Sturts over Phylon for what it's worth. So
Bennett Sturts
I
don't see it, but Bennett Sturts is really good. So I'm not like upset at that. I would have gone like a Corey if I'm like looking at someone that I'm going back and forth with.
Yeah.
Like, oh wait, should I? No,
Corey's above Aka for me, but he's below Phylon.
Y'all are ridiculous. Number
Scott
14
Drew needs to quit engaging in terrorism is what needs to happen.
Yeah, he needs to quit his fucking job. That dude sucks.
Number 14, the Charlotte Hornets.
That's me. This is an easy pick for me. Merez Johnson, you, sir, are a Charlotte Hornet.
God, that's such a good fit for him.
Such a good pick for them.
It's such a good fit because he can play next to a big. He, depending on where you fall on him, you might be able to go small ball 5. But given that they have 14 and 18 and you look kind of around at the board, there might be a guy later that we get to with him. TBD there. But this is perfect for him. You give LaMelo a guy behind him who's just so solid at everything. And then, of course, you watch the film, he's just ultimate glue guy, grimy, kind of does everything well. And then, of course, he tests out of this world with the combine. And it's like, okay, yeah, that's easy enough. I don't think there shouldn't be any thought at all. That would be Merez Johnson going 14.
That's a good pick.
Yeah.
Now 15, the Chicago Bulls, a team that seems to be like desperately trying to trade up to another top 10 pick, and I just don't see that happening in any universe. Who do we got?
All right, I'm up again. Another pick that has been done a million times. That's where every mock draft. We're going Hannes Steinbach at 15. I just love the fit with him and Caleb Wilson because they're so different.
Yeah.
Like the concerns you have with Steinbach are probably not a defensive anchor, not someone who's just going to single-handedly protect the rim. That's what Caleb Wilson's going to do at the NBA level, in my opinion. And then where Caleb Wilson, offensive skill, maybe a bit of a concern with him, that's what Steinbach does at a great level. And then, maybe he can shoot threes. But either way, this is the pick for them.
Chicago Bulls, real smash mouth basketball team in the formation there.
I'm really concerningly low on Hannes.
Yeah, I'm starting to get to a point. Like my question is, right, and I've been thinking about this since I made that pick the last time we did this mock. Are we sure Hannes is a 5 that you can play as the lone big for 25 to 28 minutes a night?
I'm not.
He could be. I'm not sure though, because
that's the kind of pick you get at 15. You know what I mean?
That's
I
true,
disagree in this class.
There are other bigs. Yeah,
guys
that's the thing. There are other bigs, but I don't know. What he's really good, so I would get it. But
interesting.
His best asset he has offensively beyond rebounding is that he's from Wartburg, and you might have gotten lucky and got hit in the head by an apple as a kid from Dirk's tree. That's about it.
That's very funny. All right, number 16, Memphis Grizzlies, back on the board again.
Grizzlies. Who did we pick the first go?
Boozer.
Yeah, Boozer.
Oh yeah, I mean right here, I would say Bennett Sturts might be a good place to kind of
Analytics FC.
Yeah.
This feels like Okori or
it feels like
Anderson
Okori to me.
Yeah.
Like go like younger, but like I think Sturts, like especially that front office, I think they could just be like, you look at the numbers and we're just like, we got to go Sturts.
Well, I'm not mad at it. He's the kind of guard that they love. They have like who's that? That Cam
Ty Jerome.
No.
Cam Spencer?
Cam Spencer, yeah.
Okay, they share like one similarity.
Yeah.
Powerful.
No, I
think
similarity. Good like shooters and creators, and they're both white, and not like Ben is a way better athlete than Cam Spencer, but I don't know.
Different kind of athlete.
Would you say sneaky athletic?
Yeah. Would you say like?
No, I don't think it's sneaky. I think Ben is a decent athlete.
Yeah, I mean the lacrosse player dudes are very different athletically. They're yeah, I know what you mean, and it's not just because they're white dudes.
Really has a good feel for the offense, commands the floor.
Yeah,
sneaky athletic, shoots it
Tough
well.
guys, high field, good passers, great shooters,
great
high
IQ.
feel. I just have to get this. High feel is the funniest descriptor.
Okay, yeah, but I'm being genuine though. But
I know. I like Sturts. I like Sturts.
I don't mean about Sturts. I mean like as a descriptor of a player, just any player.
I think like one of the things that like one of the reasons I picked it is like the Grizzlies are trying to like remake their
identity.
Their identity.
He's like the anti-jaw.
Yeah. And so now you have Coward, Boozer, Sturts, Jalen Wells out there,
and Edie. Dude, that's a nasty starting five. Like day one, that might be playing level.
Howard's so good too.
Yeah, he's great.
Ridiculous.
He's awesome.
I feel vindicated for my thoughts on him last year.
Yeah. You called it.
Now we got back to the Thunder.
Before we do this, is this too early for Mavs trade out from 30?
No. As a discussion point, exactly not. No, I think we have to talk about like that's where things are. I mean, we're past the point. Anything past pick 12, I think, is just total bets are off. Like that's
I think OKC and Charlotte specifically, maybe more so even OKC than Charlotte. Mm-hmm. Charlotte would be like if you're gonna dangle Lively out there, but OKC in particular, if they're like, hey, you want to eat Isaiah Joe's contract and we'll move back to 30. It's like I think there's something to be had there, and there might be more to it because I don't know if Isaiah Joe's worth 13 spots in a pretty good draft.
I think every team 17 through 20 could use PJ Washington right now today.
Okay,
every single one of those teams.
Like
this might be able to fit Detroit and Philly in there too.
This is the hot zone. If the Mavs are going to move up from 30, like has been whispered from the Steinlein Substack, I think it's going to come 17 to 20.
Like on Tuesday night, if they stick and pick at 9, like once we get to Charlotte at 14, I'm gonna be like, here we go. I'm gonna be so like I'm just ready for something.
And I don't even think it'll be like trading up from 30 necessarily. I think PJ by himself gets you like those picks and probably something else. That maybe that's just me. That's where I think his value actually is. Mm-hmm. If you look at what he's been over the last 2 years as a whole.
Yeah.
I don't think 30 is worth all that much though. So I think you would. Like you might.
It's worth it if you stick and pick and you get a good player, though. So I wouldn't give it up for nothing. If we don't, of course.
But I'm just saying, like, I think at the end of the day, I think pick 31 is more valuable than pick 30.
I don't think so for us, but there are plenty of teams where that is the case.
Yes, right.
Like teams who are like more cash strapped and are closer to the aprons. Yeah,
I think
they don't want the pick. Yeah,
I think a pretty good majority of teams would prefer to not have to dole out first round money. Number one. And then number 2, you get to reset your board overnight since we're doing this stupid 2-day draft now. And I think there are a lot of teams that value like the extra night to sleep on it. You see who kind of fell, do a little more research on some guys. I think that's more valuable than having the last.
Yeah. So who are we picking?
Okay, at 17, we're going to go Cameron Carr out of Baylor.
Yeah, I like that.
I don't know. OKC, just give him athletes, give him guys with long arms. He's kind of built like J-Dub, can shoot. I don't know. Because they're losing Dort this offseason. They might trade Joe and Wiggins. So let's get more elite defenders. Well, Carr's not elite right now, but has the tools to be a great defender.
Yeah, he's got tools.
And especially
we'll
OKC,
see.
they would figure it out.
All right, while we're here, I'm going to go ahead and break for my podcast ad insertion. So if you hear those, go ahead and listen to them. That's the main way you can support the show, and we will be right back. All right, before we resume this draft, I want to tell you guys about something a friend of mine, his name's Sam Esfandiari, Light Years, he's working on. He's working for this company called splashsports.com, and they're doing a NBA draft prediction challenge. And if you go and sign up on their website, splashsports.com, and use the promo code MAVS, all caps letter, MAVS, it just lets them know that we're sending you their way. This is the prediction market is actually $5,000 worth of picks. So if you're the top predictor, and there's only 121 entries so far, so I would recommend signing up for this. They also have a lot of other fun prediction stuff going on, and it's worth taking a look at. Let me see here. Did I switch? Yeah, switch over to the tab so you can take a look at what it looks like. It's easy and fun. Just wanted to share it because he's my friend, and I told him I would. Okay, we're back on the board with the Charlotte Hornets at pick 18.
That's me, but before I get there, I will say free advice. You should put Mo Krivas in your draft somewhere for everybody going out of lineup.
Yeah, that was fun to tease him about that.
Help me win, please.
Can you guys hear me okay? I got a notification from StreamYard that I was disconnected. Okay,
no, you're good.
Oh, you sound great.
Yeah, well, if anybody's watched my shows recently, I've had some just like boomer level like connectivity issues where all of a sudden my show will go to black. Whatever. All right, so we're 18. Did we pick?
We are 18. Let's get controversial, shall we? Jaden Quaintance, welcome to the Hornets.
I knew this is exactly where you were going. I'm so jealous of this.
If there's ever a team that can afford him the chance to get right, you listen to some of the people out there. It sounds like he might not even play to start the year. They're going to bring him along slow, depending on the situation he gets into, to really just make sure the inflammation goes away in the knee, make sure everything's okay. If there's one place they can get away with that, I think it's Charlotte. And I think this would be a really good fit for him, a really good coach for him, and a really good place to be with LaMelo there kind of running the show and having a pick and roll partner. Plus with Merez beside you, I mean, I think JQ, if he's healthy, could be one of the best defenders in the class. And then you put that alongside Merez, really helps back up your like Khan and LaMelo out there up front. God, that'd be such a good pick for them. It's where I go.
Just like a Khan and like Jaden, like throw and go 2-man game where both of the guys can handle. Jaden can drive. Khan obviously can pass, shoot, drive, right? There's so much they could do with a lineup of guys like that fast and that mobile and like shooting as good as like what Khan, Brandon Miller, and LaMelo can give you. It gets a bit touchy if Merez's shot doesn't come along, but because Jaden Quaintance is probably going to be playing sparingly to start as they're getting him, bringing him along slowly, Merez has a lot of time to figure that out. So yeah, I love this.
And the JQ deal, it's like Charlotte's been thrown around as potentially a Gobert destination. I know we kind of gamed that out last time. I would, to be quite frank, if you take JQ, I think given the assets you'd have to give up for Rudy, I think I'd rather have JQ just because you're the Hornets. You don't really have pressure to win right now. Like you're still in this build pretty much. Like
I think if they don't win next year, I think it gets spooky. If they like miss the playoffs again.
What's spooky? I don't know. Hornets? Like it's
that's how NBA teams work. That's how NBA teams work. Like you show some potential. If you don't hit on that, then immediately we got to change something up.
But you're Charlotte. You're like the 8th biggest thing in the state of North Carolina.
I legit think they've got until Khan's rookie extension starts before they have to be winning a playoff round and trying to go deep. I think they'll get to that realm a little bit sooner than that. But if this is the kind of draft that they have, then yeah, they're just gonna be like smashing the East in 4 or 5 years.
I mean, this time last year, me and Trink were trading LaMelo at the airport with McMahon. So I mean, the fact that they're here, there's not really much. I just don't think there's much pressure there.
Yeah, this is house money. Let it roll, man.
Yeah. Pick 19, the Toronto Raptors.
That is me. Serge is off the board already. So I think Toronto probably goes guard. And I think because of what they need, I'm going to go Christian Anderson here, even though I think Okori is much higher on my board than Anderson, but they desperately need more shooting. And because they already have Jamal Shed, they have some small guards who don't have a ton of 3-point gravity, and Christian Anderson's just he's gonna get him up. He can't do really anything else, but he's gonna shoot a ton of threes. So
I disagree with that, but he is pound for pound the best shooter in the class.
Well, not that he can't do anything, but at the NBA level right away, he can just step in whenever he's on the court and just have him shoot.
I have hopes for a nice 2-man game there with CA and Colin Murray Boyles.
Yeah, I can see that.
So that's a sicko sentence. I just want to say that out loud.
Well, I mean, CA was not going 20th when he was absolutely cooking with JT Toppin.
Yeah, that's a good point. That's fair.
He was way closer to the lottery than he was 20.
Yeah. Your San Antonio Spurs picking at pick 20. Who do they pick besides going to hell?
Oh, I've seen one guy here.
And maybe I don't pick the right guy because I have this guy over probably the guy that you want. Now, I'm going to guess you want Graves, but I'm actually going to go Senet because I believe in it. Yeah.
They want him. I think they want him.
I believe in Senet. I think that, to me, I see his workout, see what he did at Houston. He's a winner. He went there because he wanted to get better at defense. And hey, guess what? He did. And he's going to continue growing and being better. He's 6'11". You want somebody that can play. I like it.
He's got so many tools and he has no idea how to use them.
There's one that he knows how to use. He
knows how to pull the shot.
He is not even that. He's a ferocious rebounder.
Yeah.
Yes, and that is one of the things that, if they make a deal for PJ Washington, that is one of the first things they're bringing him there to fix is their defensive rebounding, especially when Wemby is away from the basket. Chris would help with that a lot.
But Pop is going to try to kill Sinak over his shot selection 22 times during the regular season.
Wemby might kill him.
It won't be. Look, Kelvin Sampson tried to kill him.
Monks won't like that.
If he can survive Kelvin Sampson, I think he'll be able to survive.
I think you're right, Brian. That's yeah. That would be.
Kelvin also tried to kill him.
yeah, but Kelvin.
Apparently, he can survive. He can survive the dangers.
Yeah, he can take harsh coaching, which is huge for a guy like his archetype.
Pick 21, the Detroit Pistons. They need lots of things.
Such a good pick.
What a shrewd trade they'd made during the regular season to get to this point.
Yeah.
By the way.
Yeah, it absolutely pants the Timberwolves. Yeah, it's pretty funny.
I'll be honest. This pick right here is the pick I think that, if we make a PJ trade, I think, this is where, someplace he could go.
Yeah, I think legit every team from 17 to 22, PJ Washington is in play for them, and it would be their pick and probably something else, more likely than not. Can we get the candidates back on the board? Oh,
my bad.
Actually, Corey's on.
You're good. I don't even need it. Abuka Corey is the pick.
Abuka Corey.
Yeah, I just remember. Taking it.
Yeah, this is such a good
stories that Detroit is doing an absurd amount of research on Okori, going back AAU coaches. Back to the high school days,
they're trying to figure out if the Stanford production is real. And honestly, I think the fact that he did it at Stanford with no good basketball.
Yeah, have you seen his bigs who he was playing with?
Did you see his guards?
It's disastrous. That team was horrible.
Just as good as playoff Jalen Duren, though.
Well,
I will say Okori is freaking perfect putting next to Tatum. That dude is a walking paint touch.
Yeah. Yeah, Okori's. I have him above Acuff personally because I just think his defense is going to translate a whole lot better than Acuff. But I love Okori. I wouldn't be mad at 9 if they win Okori.
I have him 16th for what it's worth.
Yeah, I prefer 12. Later lottery, but I'd love Abuka Okori on this team. Yeah,
he'd be what I would have gone with for Miami for what it's worth.
If we would have done the 9 and the 12 and 17, and Okori was there, and Morez Johnson, you walk away with that.
Take it to the bank.
Yeah,
I like that.
That would be amazing.
Talk to me nice, David. Talk to me nice.
I will say, since we've been so positive, the only concern would be is that he played in a very bad ACC on a very bad team, and you worry about that translating. Yeah. But I think he has the motor, especially as I said. I mean that dude got into the paint at will. So,
but he has like 13 rim attempts per 100. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, like they needed him to dive to the rim on almost every single play, and he was willing to throw his body into like much bigger guys just to try and give them chances to win. In
Detroit, particularly next to Cade, where he's not going to be the center of attention, being on ball all the time, perfect spot for him to be able to, secondary attack, get a pass from Cade at the top, attack down the middle.
Yeah, just destroying.
Like imagine on the second side. Like Cade attacks like in a post up or something. A Corey attacks a closeout, and it's
kicked to a wide open corner three. Yeah, exactly.
Pick 22, the Philadelphia 76ers.
This is me, and we're gonna go Dalen Swain here. They desperately need wings, and I think Swain is probably the best wing on the board at this point. Him and Graves both I think would be great fits, but I think Swain, I prefer him a little bit over Graves.
Swain is actually working out in Philly today.
Oh, good.
I saw he posted that.
Yeah. Have y'all heard Pete at Koa Pete with the 76ers?
I was just about to say.
I did
think
see that
this
report.
Is where like Graves and Pete, because like I think you're right. They need forwards more than they need wings.
Yes,
they need forwards like really, 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 really badly. And I think this is where Pete's range starts, and this would be a perfect landing spot for him, in my opinion.
I'm a little surprised that Kareem is still on the board.
I'm not.
Atlanta Hawks, pick 23.
Oh, okay.
So we took Flemings at 8. Right?
We took Flemings. We did not go center. Now, smart to do because there are not really any guards left. But now you're wondering kind of what to do. They're definitely going to end up moving this pick depending on how the board falls. They've already signaled as much. But excuse me, if I'm going to stick and pick here, I'm probably just going to take probably just go Graves and try to figure it out.
Yeah. Just take BPA.
Yeah.
I don't even know if he's probably my BPA of like these guys available. Probably, yeah.
Evans for me.
I think Graves is going to need a little bit of time to adjust to the NBA. He couldn't even stay, on the court that long. Didn't have that many minutes. Obviously, some of that is conditioning and whatnot. So I think like a place where he can grow, like Atlanta, is actually probably a good place for him. Is like, hey, get your 15, 20 minutes a game as a backup. Relieve, a Jalen Johnson or something like that, and develop slowly. I think that's a good one.
Yeah, boy, the lineup they could throw out there with Flemings. You've got Onyeka back there. You put Graves out there, Jalen Johnson, Dyson. I mean, it would be a pretty stout defensive,
nasty defensive unit. Yeah,
yeah.
We're creating.
Then you go shopping for a big this summer because they have all the cap space in the world too.
Come get Daniel Gafford. He's available.
He's available for 23. There's no doubt.
I'd take him for pick 23.
Yeah.
At pick 24, we have your world champion New York Knicks.
Mitchell Robinson, thank you for your services, sir. Enjoy your championship ring. This is Terrace Reed Jr. going to the New York Knicks.
Wait, I thought I was drafting for the Knicks.
I thought it was me.
I think I'm.
Oh yeah, it is you. Terrible.
But you know what's funny?
Wow,
you were going to go.
I was going to pick Terrace Reed too.
Yeah, I think it makes sense.
How about it?
I was going to take Terrace Reed too. And the Lakers are furious, but yeah, man. Terrace Reed is so good. He's an incredible rebounder, awesome hands. Decent passer for a guy his size. Not like a great athlete, solid enough. Really killed teams on the boards in college. He's probably going to do the same thing.
Like a Mitchell Robinson type, you would say?
A little bit. I don't know if he's that.
I don't know if he's the shot blocker.
I don't know if anybody's that level of offensive rebounder, but he's a pretty good one. Yeah, he's just like a smart kid. Yeah, I trust him to figure it out and find a place on this team.
He had like 31 and 27.
In like a tournament game. Yeah. He
was Furman, but still.
So here's coming up next is pick 25, the Los Angeles Lakers. This is worth discussing today because Luka and whoever's around him and let it be known that he expects them to be a significantly better talented team next year.
Come on,
that means that means pick 25. They don't need it. They need to do something with it. So I would expect them to. I not to be sassy about this.
Demands.
Yeah, pick 25 is the Lakers. We're gonna pick with this pick, but understanding that I really think the Lakers look to trade this for something.
And now that your star is coming out and saying, "Hey, we need better players," might need a little bit more than 25 because you got the pressure on you, not on us. We got the set, and you won.
So let's pick with understanding that the Lakers in mind, who they would pick if they were keeping it, but we don't think they're keeping it. So,
yeah.
If they're keeping this pick, I would be kind of shocked if they didn't take Vesar. But I am a noted Henry Vesar hater. I think that guy can't play in the NBA to save his life. So therefore, I will not be selecting Henry Vesar here. Mm-hmm. I will take the best player available on my board, even if it doesn't fit. I think with their kind of attrition that they could see at forward, this is a decent pick. I'll take Kareem Lopez here at 25.
Which would Lopez is a market pick too. Like there's three, like we just got to be honest about this. Like any of the southern border states pick Kareem Lopez are going to see a hilarious jersey bump sales. Like certain franchises that matters more than others, but he would be a immediate folk hero in Los Angeles.
Yep.
And I think he did everything they hoped that Jake LaRavia was going to be this season. Yeah. He might be able to shoot. They think he can move the ball well enough and play within the offense. Might be able to defend. We'll see which position. Yeah, he just fits. He'll be able to
tell Jared Vanderbilt goodbye, and you bring in Kareem. Yeah,
right. David's been telling us about him since before the season began.
Yep.
And I think it's probably Kevin O'Connor, friend of me of the show, put him at 9 for the Mavericks. Like this guy could really go anywhere, and this is a slide for him that is probably like whoever picks him is going to be getting a player worth more than the pick. I think relative in the long term, like whether he tops out at like a starting level NBA player, I have no idea. But given the size and the skill set, we're talking about a player here who could be like a 12-year vet for multiple good teams.
Yeah. And the one thing I'll say is he also is the second or third youngest player in the draft this year. So that is something like the development level is there. For him to be there. So he's going to get skills. At one point in the season before his shot kind of fell off, he was shooting like 41% from three. And that's when I had him really high on my board when I was like, okay, if he's really 6'8", 6'9", and can shoot 41 from three, and he can drive the ball to the lane. So why not? But
the shot doesn't look that bad. Like to me.
Yeah, I don't think it's workable.
I don't think he's going to be a 27% shooter for his career. It doesn't look that bad.
He was
slow. It takes a minute to get off, but he's not a bad shooter.
I hear that it's his base more than anything.
Oh, his footwork stinks.
Yeah.
That's fixable.
Yeah,
that's fixable. Yeah.
It's like, is there a world where he's just like Rui Hachimura with like a little bit better feel? Right,
Rui is kind of a special shooter, though.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Rui became a sniper, but he wasn't that. Especially
Rui was a scorer. It was a scorer, not a sniper.
Rui had the mid range even coming out. Like it was kind of his deal, and then he stepped back.
If you're the Lakers and you think you're going to see turnover because you can't pay Rui or don't want to pay Rui,
I would not.
And you want to tell Jared Vanderbilt goodbye because you probably should if you're serious about winning games, like. Kareem might not help you next year, but you could paint me a picture and say, hey, in 3 years, he's going to be shooting 38% from three because you fix his footwork, and he's 6'8" and can get to the cup.
He's just Luka's favorite teammate in 3 years. Like, there's absolutely a world where that exists.
Yeah. I love it. All right, pick 26. We're back on board to the Denver Nuggets. Actually, back on board. This is our first time on the board.
That'll be me. Denver Nuggets, we're going to make this very easy. We're going Cole Pete. We do not trust Aaron Gordon's body to hold up. So, bring me Cole Pete. Let us mold him, play off of Jokic, and we'll develop it from there.
Our guy in the chat, Killer Cam, asked, would you take Pete for the Mavericks at 30? And I said, no, I would take him for the Dallas Cowboys. We can make him a defensive end.
I would love Pete at 30.
I've kind of come around on Pete a little bit.
I can defend multiple positions.
Obviously not as like a lottery pick. I don't like Pete, but at like 30, it's like he's big, he's strong, he finishes good around the rim.
Yeah.
Like he's girth. He's got the girth. Like I kind of like it.
I talk about this often, but like most NBA players are slight. This man is not slight. He has an NBA body right now. All right, Boston Celtics, pick 27.
This is me, and this is truly like you could tell me 100 different ways that they go here, and I would not be surprised at any of them. Because of that, I'll just go best player on my board. It should be Isaiah Evans for me, but I think Boston's more big needy.
Yeah.
So for me, I think that would kick me down as much as I would hate to say it. I mean, it's either Visar, Isaiah Nelson, or Zuby.
I think it's Vesar.
I will go Zuby and Joshua Jefferson here. Yeah.
Well, yeah, Joshua Jefferson, I suppose. Yeah. Yeah, let's go with that. Joshua Jefferson. I did the profile on him. I think he'd be a great pick for Dallas at 30. I think he'd be a good fit at Boston at 27. Even if the shot doesn't come around, he's such a good hub offensively inside the paint. Really crafty as a passer, can get to the spots where he wants to, is creative with his footwork, has a really nice touch around the rim. I know the free throws and the three-point shooting, I mean, he was 70 at the line and 35% from three, so maybe not like the most like green light indicators on your shot from three, but I mean, in Boston, I'm sure they'd try like crazy to get him there because that's what they do. And he's just a smart player that would fit what Missoula would like to do. If you give Joe Maz like high IQ guys, I think he'll make it work. And I think Joshua Jefferson is that to a T.
Yeah. Love it. Now, these next two teams, the Wolves and the Cavs, I think both would be motivated to move on from their pick.
Yeah, I don't think either team picks.
100%
right now.
Yeah.
Minnesota specifically, 0% chance, but you know.
I think Cleveland is really likely to get.
I think both.
Yeah. No. So let's pick for them, but we understand that like maybe they're going to be on the move to someone else.
Right.
I've been trying to get to this pick all night with Minnesota because I think if they do keep this pick, this is where they go. Sergio De La Rey.
Yep. I knew it.
Is the pick for Minnesota.
I like this.
He is a big guard, 6'6", barefoot, which is really impressive coming out of Europe. He shot it decently well at Valencia during some of his I don't know what you call it. Like, so they have like the Champions League, and then they have one below it, which is like the Euro League, I think. Yeah. And in Euro League play, he was like 44% from three in a much bigger sample than what he was in the Champions or Premier League, whatever it is. Right. Like, I kind of believe in the shot after watching it. It's kind of, he has good art, good rotation. It's decent form. It's a little bit slow to get off, but I think he can get there as a shooter. He obviously needs to work on, I hate to give the traditional European trope here, but I mean, the athleticism is not, he's not the greatest athlete you've ever seen in the world, but he can get downhill, get to a spot, good passer. And, if you give, the only issue with this pick for Minnesota is that it's probably not a pick that's going to help you a ton next year. But I think De La Rey can still off their bench play 12 to 15 minutes if Fitch doesn't kill him. And going forward, if you look 2 or 3 years down the road, all of a sudden next you've got a 6'6", 6'7" guard who can really run the show and take some of the work off of him. I think this is a play that if you're Minnesota and you're looking for the kind of like long-term sustainability of your organization, this is the pick I would make.
I think a name that's maybe kind of underrated with him is I could see him going like Bruce Thornton out of Ohio State. Like if they wanted to go with like
high, but I like that
high floor, guy who's going to be helpful right away if they keep this pick. But I feel like they're going guard here at 28 though. If they do stick with it.
I will not say anything as to not make enemies, but Bruce Thornton is not
pick
my guy.
29 Cleveland Cavaliers.
I think, that's me. I'm going to go with Isaiah Evans. You take him right there. I know everybody wishes, but he's right there. I mean, he's a great fit for Cleveland. It's not like you're going to pick Visar there, so you might as well next player available.
I love it. Okay, for 30 with the Mavericks, I think you're probably right. Who do we get for? We got some fun options here for the Mavericks, but that's who I wanted.
Yeah, I mean, it's my pick, but I think it'd be great to hear other people because I would go Malik Thomas here as someone fun. You didn't get Wagler, but you're gonna get someone. We did get Wagler.
You did get Wagler.
We did get Wagler.
Yeah, we did get Wagler. Oh yeah. Oh wait. Okay.
I like that summer league backcourt.
Yeah.
Can I make a pitch for Richie Saunders?
Yes. Dude, you're reading my mind tonight. What the hell is going on?
Exciting.
I mean, if Richie Saunders did not tear his ACL, he would be a first-round pick lock.
That dude is electric.
He is a great shooter. Gives a shit defensively. He tries. That's the thing. He tries hard. And it's not nothing to me that with AJ there, with Richie Saunders, BYU was a top 10 team in the country. And then when Richie Saunders fell out with the ACL, BYU was a borderline top 40 team. Richie Saunders is, granted, he might not play till January or February, but if you're the Mavericks, you don't have to care because you're not winning next year. And you get to lock in a guy who's going to be a 40% three-point shooter, running off screens, kind of being mini Klay Thompson, a little bit light, and actually guards defensively and gives effort. Yes. Yes.
I think because of the injury, this is more like a trade up from 48 to into the mid 30s. Get him in the second round. Yeah. I would love that. But I love Richie Saunders. Irrationally, I love Richie Saunders.
But this is where you start taking irrational things because they're dart throws. There's not a Jalen Brunson on
Malik
the floor.
Thomas is right there. Though.
Yeah, Malik Thomas is right there.
Malik, even Alex Caravan. But really,
I literally talked about Alex Caravan yesterday, or was that 2 days ago with Tyler? So.
Yeah.
Well, which one do you want to pick? It's your pick.
Yeah, it's your world.
I'm actually going to go with Malik Thomas, and you're right. Yeah. That's a summer league backcourt.
That's a responsible choice.
Yeah.
Well, once again, go ahead, Malik Thomas, make the pitch.
Oh no, I mean, I just think someone like that, you want to have the kind of shooting and some playmaking that you might be able to get from Malik Thomas. He was able to kind of relieve Darius Acuff at times and play beside him. So you have an opportunity to get a versatile guard. So.
Did you see the clip of a shot going around here recently?
Mm-mm.
No, what happened?
A little hitchy.
Really? I thought it looked good in season.
Yeah. I thought it did too, but there was one, he was doing a workout and he was driving left towards the baseline and he pulled up for a 15, 18 footer there from the short corner, kind of fading away a little bit. And it wasn't exactly kind of pleasing to the eye. That's what I would say. It wasn't awful, but it was just a little bit.
There was just something.
It wasn't as flowy as what it looked like in season.
Okay. He's also a guy that was pretty highly rated coming out of high school, and you really are getting a player that was rated really high in high school, had to share a lot of time with someone who was having the best season that they've ever had that we've maybe seen in college for a long time, and that I think you kind of bet on that hype there.
Well, once again, we had fun, and we did it in exactly the amount of time I hoped we would hit. Though I did hope for 7 minutes earlier so David could go watch Mexico, which he can go do now. Very fun. Obviously, we got 4 days of intel. My advice to everyone is to read the verbiage carefully of what you are reading. Mm-hmm. When it's coming from other teams, I don't want to say it's bullshit, but I also don't not want to say it's bullshit. I would caution everyone to just kind of relax. Got the Cooper Flag part of this done. We're in a pretty good spot. I trust. Somebody tweeted something at me today that basically said this front office deserves my benefit of the doubt until proven wrong, and I think that's a yes, because
I want to feel like that
because they're not Nico, and
if they make a good pick at 9, a pick that I kind of like, then yeah, but if they take Amen, then I'm immediately calling for the firing.
Sure. Or if they make a pre-flop trade that only gets announced when they're on the clock, and somebody falls to them, in this situation with Wagler.
Yeah, you pull a Valkyries. Right.
I will J6 the American Airlines say.
How about this then? Before they make the pick, I think it is in everyone's best interests to remain positive for what's coming because we're in a good spot. Yep. As evidenced by our discussions, this is going to be one of the wilder drafts in recent years. My over under on picks would be or on trades in the first round is 3.5. I think there's going to be a lot of movement because there's just some weird stuff afoot. So I'm really looking forward to it. As far as coverage, I'm guessing Josh and I will not record Monday night. Everyone that is in this show will be welcome to join me for post-draft coverage on Tuesday night because it's round 1 Tuesday, round 2 Tuesday. Wednesday. And so we'll kind of go from there. We'll react to the Mavericks picks and anything else that we find interesting. If there is some big news beforehand, say they hire a coach, Josh and I may record. But for now, I'm going to hop offline. Thank you guys so much for your time here. Everyone, got any parting words or should we just close shop? Yeah, close shop. All right, this has been Kirk Henderson and a bunch of guys from Mavs Moneyball. Just kidding. Tyler, Jack, David, and Brian, thank you so much for your time. It's always appreciated. We'll talk soon. Everybody be good. Go Mavs.